Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our series of BeamNG and automation where we're making GT cars. So far, we've learned a lot about GT cars. Our early GT cars would kill you as soon as you put the key in the ignition, and our later GT cars are actually these nice, like track slash kind of fun, relaxing to drive vehicles. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make, again, a GT car. We're going to use an aught. This is 2006. We're making the GT06 here. And of course, this is the aughts. And we've got computer technology, we've got CAD, we've got the internet, we've got just about have cell phones at this point, or well, common smartphones, I should say. And we're going to have to be making ourselves one of these vehicles. Now, coming down here, I immediately spot these. This definitely looks like the one I'd be interested in. What I do not want is a hatchback car. That's one of those naughty, don't do that kind of a thing like that. So we're going to have to limit ourselves as far as doors. If anything, we might have to actually come in here and reduce that, but I'm not going to be too concerned. Now, unfortunately for us, we don't have some of the body styles I really love to utilize here. You know, they've all got to be coupes, kind of a thing like that. You know, there's other variations that work here. We could actually get away with one of these two, for example, especially with a wheelbase. It's 2.6. It's very tempting to do this like SUV station wagon thing, but that's not really what we want. I love this, but it's look at this. This is the problem. It's too small. We won't be able to get away with that. So unfortunately, I think we're going to try for this, and then we're going to see what happens afterwards. And fingers crossed. So what we're going to go over here is we're going to bring carbon fiber because we can. Then, of course, we're going to look for something that's nice and lightweight here. We need something that's going to be pretty good. Ladder, of course, is going to be the lightest, but you can't make things out of ladder. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Weight's good there. We need something that's nice and light. Semi-space frame. Monocue is pretty good. Ladder's pretty heavy. Let's see here. Semi-space frame. We'll do a mix here. Unfortunately, we can't do a carbon fiber here, which is a bummer. Front longitudinal double and push rod, which are going to be fantastic suspensions for us. So that's going to give us a very easy to drive vehicle. We're going to go ahead and create a new project again. This will be our V16. This will be our 2006 version of the V16. We'll stick with the classic size this time, and we'll see kind of what happens here. So this would be 75 by 90. Is there kind of classic, you know, what's old is new and new is old kind of a thing like that. And we get something that looks like that. Dual overhead cam. We'll do ALSI for that. And we get something that looks like this, 6.3 liter. Pretty big stroke here. So this car is going to be a lot less noisy than its predecessor, I hope. And I will go ahead over to that right away. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves some good materials here. We want these things to be as lightweight as possible. We're looking for something that's nice and high performance here. So compression, it's going to be high. I'm guessing 10.5. Let's see, put that over there, about there. Probably going to make these pretty darn stiff. I'm calling it right now. I'll do about 65, set those two. Limit, probably going to be about 8,000, probably a little less. VVL profile jacked. We want this thing to be nice and high performance. Turbocharger, no thank you. Moving over here to fuel system, direct injection. Finally, we can do high performance there. We've been using premium engine gases, so we'll stick to that. Tubular long, we'll go do dual bypass. Click that one, too. Let's see what we got. So our starting point here is 697 horsepower here, and that's not bad, not bad. We'll go ahead and take a look at our stress first, and we can see we're already damaging things. We have a crank limit here of 7,900 RPM. I really wanted an 8,000 RPM engine, though, so it's too bad. I'm going to have to go back and actually tell it, too bad. Give it to me anyway. So to do that, we'll come back over to the bottom end. I'm just going to increase the quality by 1, and that might be enough. Yep, 8,100. That was a pretty substantial increase. So that gets us 8,000 horsepower to work with. All right, that would be a little. 8,000 RPM to work with, which is perfectly fine for us. So let's go ahead and smooth this out a little bit first. Looks good to me. Underutilized octane, no surprise. We can increase our compression ratio a little bit. Oh man, this thing's got to go and go. That's what I love about direct injection. You get really high compression ratios. So that's pretty good. Springs and lifters, we could actually stiffen these up a little bit, but believe it or not, our biggest limiting factor, is that a word? Limiting? Limiting? I invented a new one, is the fact that our intakes are too small. So if we actually come over here to intake, we can go ahead and open that up a little bit, which is going to give us a pretty hefty boost here. So if I actually open this up substantially, you're going to see my RPM go and basically shoots upwards, which is exactly what I expected. All right, see, quality's pretty good. Valves are pretty good. Exhaust is getting choked. So even with bypass valves, it's pretty good. And our headers are also kind of small. So let's open up our headers a little bit, which gets us 727, which is not bad. That's enough. That is definitely enough. And we want one too much there. So 728, underutilized octane. If that ever happens to you, you can just come to the fuel map and you can do one of those, and it usually fixes it. And 727 horsepower at 7,900 is pretty good. That's enough. That will definitely do it for us. And 728 is pretty good. What I really want is exactly what, there we go. Let's see, underutilized octane. I knew it was going to do that because if we did that, it was going to do that. Let's see, car quality. It's going to tell me of underutilized octane again, but notice it brought us to that 729 that I was so desperate for. There we go. All right, 728 horsepower. That's enough. That's enough. I think we've established that that's plenty. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Whoa, that's a lot of engine there. So let's give it a try. Sounds like garbage, but okay. We're gonna work with it. So we can't do a 3-door because that'd be a hatchback. It's got to be a 2-door. We can only ew. You guys all suck. I need a two-door. I just need it. Wait, that's what I'm gonna get. What? I just need 2-door. There we go. Bingo. So that's going to be our vehicle there. That looks pretty sweet. Wrong color, but we'll fix that in a second. We're actually going to do all-wheel drive, dual clutch, 6-speed. We're probably going to be 200 and something. Yeah, 231 sounds pretty good, but I don't think we're going to be quite that fast. The reason I'm doing that, by the way, is it makes the engine actually appear. So one of the fun things is if I lift the bonnet, you could see I have no room in this thing for anything else, which is okay, because that's the way it is. All right, this thing only comes in one color, so let's go grab that one color that it needs to be, and let's also fix some of the issues that creates. Sometimes it does that too. If it does, you can just come over here and do one of these pieces. And it looks like we have some window trim issues also. Pillar trim, why can't you just be like everybody else and get the same color? Let's see here, miscellaneous trim 1. You can also have this lovely black color here. Yes. Very nice. Very, 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 very serious looking vehicle. All right, it's the future. It's 2006. So we've been sticking to this round headlight thing this whole time. I think we're going to finally abandon it. Like, we'll leave a little bit of the round headlight look there, but the reality is it's time to make this thing a little bit more modern looking. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to put a little gap here. I'm going to put a big funky looking thing right there in order to make room. Let's bring it over the tail. What's something vertical here? So let's go ahead and grab something vertical to stick there. I'll stick that. Looks pretty good. Oh, those are huge. That's not great. I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to say, hey, that looks fine. Again, it's got kind of that big butt sort of a thing going on, but that's perfectly fine for me. So that's pretty good. We can see that it's got that piece. We're going to put a grill on it. It looks like it's going to be a combination effort here. The first one we'll do is we'll stick this kind of thing right here. Grab it like that, expand that nice and wide. We'll go ahead and get the car company symbol. Again, we're driving Legends here. Have you ridden a Legend? We'll go stick that right there. It looks pretty good. Make that a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So now we just need something down here. We'll put the thing with the thingy thing. I don't know the best way to describe it. There are people who know far more about cars than I do who can say, well, that's actually technically called an X, Y, and Z, in which case, cool. I like that. We'll do this little like hex thing because why not? Stick that right on the front there. Shunk. Looks pretty good. I'll expand that just a tiny bit. And that gets us a little bit of kind of that low air intake sort of kind of a piece. And gives us plenty of room to put our little lip as well that we're going to put in there. So I like this lip for this. Stick that right there. Just pull that around the outside edges. Looks good. Just confirming that's fine. Looks good to me. Now we'll go ahead and put its little scoop on it because science. Let's throw this on here. I think some of these are actually a little too big for us. Ew. You guys something smaller? Ew. Ah. I guess we need something a little more subtle here. Yeah, we'll try this one. All right, that's better. That's better. Looks like, again, we've made a Mitsubishi Lancer again, but that's okay because it's a very, very, very nice car. All right, stick that right up at the tippy top. I'll go make that a little bit bigger. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Sweet, sweet. Oh, man, it's so shiny. All right, looks good, looks good. Aerodynamics. We're going to put something proper on the back of this thing for once. We'll grab this spoiler. And I found a spot where I didn't do the paint right. So let's go check that real quick. Chickadee check. I'll go throw that on there. Yeah. That doesn't look anything like a GT car. I'm sorry. I made some kid's high school dream car is what I've done here. Oh, well. Let's see here. Let's keep going. So we got this. So we need some fuel place. Put some gas in this thing. Go toss that in the back. Looks good. Grab a handle on this. Oh, man, those are real chunky looking. Kind of liking this. Let's do it with this one. This looks kind of cool. Put that right there like that. You already know what I was going to use for the mirror because I think they're great. I'll go grab this one. It's got to be the right color too, which is like quadruple points here. Yes. Yes. There we go. That doesn't look anything like a GT car. All right, moving on. So we're going to put a little antenna on the back. That looks right there. Looks good to me. We're going to grab ourselves a license plate. This big chunky one. How many of these kind of cars did you see back in the early noughts? There we go. We're from Michigan. Once again, that's good. That's good. That's good. Wheels. Oh, yeah. Give us this one. Yes. Perfect. Our exhaust tip here. We're going to do a couple of dual tips. We're going to do a surround. We're going to put this one here. We're going to go ahead and duplicate it to the side, give it a little wiggle. And we're just going to look underneath to make sure there's nothing crossing, which it looks pretty good to me like it is not. Okay. That's gorgeous. Wow. Look at that car. Nope, we'll do flake next time. Drivetrain, beautiful. That's exactly what I want. I don't want sequential. That'll work perfectly for us. 223, probably going to get a little bit less than that, but that's okay. Radial, sports compound, chunky, chunky. Looks good to me. And we have these brakes are going to be gigantic, by the way. Do a little bit higher prestige here. Looks good to me. Carbon ceramic brakes, of course. Make them as big as they come. What is these? Oh my God, that's huge. Carbon ceramic in the back. They're not going to need to be that big, but too bad. Come over here. This is really tempting to hit actual down tray. Like we could do a race diffuser here, which is going to give us like a significant, look at this actual positive downforce here, which is really going to improve our performance. But like I said, I'm thinking more drag here. So flow optimize is probably going to be the best I can do here. It looks pretty good to me. Active wing could be fine. Cooling flaps are kind of fine. It's just going to add a little bit of weight to us. But the nice thing is it helps keep the engine cooler and not longer. Brake airflow, just jack it up. You're going to have to. Handmade, luxury infotainment, no heads-up display. Wah, wah. We'll get it later on. Whoa, 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 whoa. 2+2, man. 2+2. Jeez, I got scared for a second. Electric variable. We're going to do everything like that. Advanced. We're going to shift the weight to the rear because we have to. It's going to be active sport, semi-active, normal. Fix the dampers. Fix the springs. And get ready to deal with the brakes being too powerful. Ready to go. Ew. This makes me think of Monty Python. Ooh. There we go. That's actually not bad. So we can reduce this a little bit. And then we can obviously fix the back brakes, which are like, seriously, dude? We'll go down to like 60. I wonder if we're having an oversteer problem. I bet you we are. Close. I also like the fact that you get this little hee-hee of downforce. By the way, notice no warnings. Somebody's good at this some days. All right, so we need to fix this. This is not there yet. And you can see our blue line is our rear downforce, which we have, but our red wing is doing nothing. So if I jack up the red wing significantly, see how you can start, we always start to get a little bit of downforce as we start to pick up speed. It's very tempting, of course, to crank this, but I find this makes it a little bit difficult. So what we can actually do is we can reduce this substantially. And what that will do is actually balance the drags to each other. So if we go like this, let's see what we got here. A little bit closer. I think it's going to be like 21 or 22. Ding! Ta-da! So you can see the downforce is actually fairly even. Not a lot of it, but we do have some downforce. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Notice still no warnings. We have to go fix our brakes again. You'll see why. Told you. So we're going to go ahead and do one of these things real fast. And we just got to reduce the rear brake force a little bit. I'll up that just a tiny bit. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. So this is good. We'll take a look at our front rear. Almost perfect. Can't complain. We're going for GT and GTP. Let's go double check to see how we did with GT here. We're killing it. Killing it, killing it, killing it. Prestige. Whatever. Let's see. This is pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Nice. This is nice. This is really nice. Let's go head over to the testing course real quickly here, to the test track. Give it some time, and let's see what it's got. Nice. About 3 seconds quicker. Not bad at all. I'm not going to lie, though. Kind of want to feed it into the... Yeah, I think you recognize this track from a certain show about gears and them being really, really top. I just want to see. I'm curious if I could beat, like, 110. Nope. It was worth a shot. We'd have to lighten this car up a lot if we're going to beat that, but that's not going to happen. So there's our vehicle. You can see it's glorious. Looks nothing like a GT car. And we're going to export it over to BeamNG and give it a shot. And here we have it. Oh, my. It looks fantastic. I like the smoke coming out of it. Okay, then. Let's put it into sport and ease on the... Oh, my gosh! Wow. not gonna open my mouth. Wow. Okay, this one wins. This is the definition of a GT car, handling-wise. It's everything you want a GT car to be. It's incredibly fast. It's surprisingly safe. I'm on a racetrack right now with not racetrack tires, being an idiot, and it's just killing this. It's like, I can't describe to you how easy this thing is to drive. And remember, I'm on a keyboard here. But like every time I say that, usually I crash, but that just didn't happen here. The power on it is instantaneous. Like, you just stomp on it and you're doing like 200 miles an hour. It's incredible. The brakes are like the best thing I think we've ever encountered as far as slowing down. The suspension is just the right amount of tightness. Like, it's not too loose, it's not too tight where it's very responsive. This is, I hate to say it, but we have done it. We have literally done it. You can only go up from here, of course, and we will certainly try in 2016's model. But this is fantastic. Like, I'm gushing here because this is literally that good. It just goes. Like, there's no resistance to motion in this thing. It's got power through the entire curve. The all-wheel drive is easy. The stability control on this thing, literally, it does everything you want it to do and then some. I feel like I'm confident. Like, the other thing, though, is I know I could drive this thing carefully. Like, if I want to put this thing on the highway or something like that, I know I'm not going to die the first time I hit, like, a bump or something that's on the road. Wow, that was very well executed there. I'm not going to die the first time I hit a bump or something like that. You know, it's not like a lot of the other cars that we drove. You can see that it wants to come out on us, but the stability control is just so good. It just holds us there. The electric LSD on this thing really makes a difference in stability, and I just want to push it harder. Like, I'm enjoying just driving this vehicle because of how nice it is and how communicative it is. Now, what I'm really curious here is, can we really take the corner at 145? There are very, very few vehicles that I've driven in BeamNG that can survive this corner at that speed, but we'll see what happens. And again, I haven't crashed it yet. That's amazing. This is the first car. All right, so 145 here. Let's see if I can set it for a 145. There we go. 145 is like kind of my go-to speed with like, oh my gosh. We have done it, everyone. We have done it. We have made a GT car that also is just as good on the racetrack as many race cars are. I'm very excited to see what our final version of this car, yeah, there it is, bam! I knew we'd crash eventually. I'm very excited to see what our final version of this car is going to be, the 2016 model. I get the feeling that car it's probably going to be too much car. I'm calling it now, but we'll have to see. Enjoy.